Have you ever wondered about the terms Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew? We hear them used all the time, sometimes interchangeably, but do they really mean the same thing? It's a question that has puzzled many, and the answers are fascinating, taking us on a journey through thousands of years of history, right from the pages of the Bible. Today, we're going to unravel this mystery together, tracing the origins and evolution of these three significant identities. Let's start this journey with the very first term, Hebrew. The word Hebrew is the oldest of the three. It first appears in the book of Genesis, and its most famous association is with Abraham. In Genesis chapter 14, he is called Abram the Hebrew. So what does Hebrew actually mean? The most widely accepted theory is that it comes from the name Eber, an ancestor of Abraham listed in the genealogies. So, in this sense, a Hebrew is a descendant of Eber. Another fascinating theory connects the word to the Hebrew root avar, which means to cross over. This could refer to Abraham crossing over the Euphrates River to enter the land of Canaan, as God commanded. It paints a beautiful picture of Abraham as a pioneer of faith, one who crossed over from his old life into a new covenant with God. This term, Hebrew, therefore, describes a people defined by their lineage and their foundational journey of faith. It was often used by foreigners or by the people themselves when distinguishing themselves from other nations, like when Jonah identifies himself to the sailors as a Hebrew. It's a broad, ancestral identity, the very root of the family tree we're exploring. Now, let's move forward a few generations from Abraham. Abraham had a son, Isaac, and Isaac had a son named Jacob. Jacob's life was marked by a dramatic, life-changing event described in Genesis chapter 32. He wrestled all night with a mysterious man who many theologians believe was God or an angel of God. At the end of this struggle, the man tells Jacob, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." The name Israel, or Yisrael in Hebrew, means he who struggles with God. This wasn't just a name change, it was a redefinition of identity. It marked a new covenant and a new destiny. From this point on, Jacob's descendants became known as the Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, or simply the Israelites. Jacob, now named Israel, had 12 sons, and these 12 sons became the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. So, the term Israelite is more specific than Hebrew. It refers directly to the descendants of Jacob, the nation that God forged from his 12 sons. This is the name used most frequently throughout the Old Testament to describe the chosen people from their slavery in Egypt to their journey to the Promised Land and the establishment of their kingdom. So we have Hebrews, the descendants of Eber who crossed over, and then we have the Israelites, the descendants of Jacob who struggled with God. So where do the Jews come in? This is where history takes another important turn. After the reign of King Solomon, the United Kingdom of Israel experienced a bitter civil war and split into two separate kingdoms. The northern kingdom, composed of 10 of the 12 tribes, retained the name Israel. The southern kingdom, which consisted of the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, plus some of the Levites, became known as the Kingdom of Judah. The capital of the Kingdom of Judah was Jerusalem. This is a crucial point. Fast forward a couple of centuries. In 722 BC, the northern kingdom of Israel was conquered by the Assyrians, and the 10 tribes were scattered and largely assimilated into other cultures. They are often referred to as the 10 lost tribes. The southern kingdom, Judah, however, survived. The people of the kingdom of Judah were called Yehudim in Hebrew, which translates to Judahites, or, as we know it today, Jews. The first time this term appears in the Bible is in the second book of Kings, referring to the people of the southern kingdom. Later, the kingdom of Judah was also conquered, this time by the Babylonians, and its people were sent into exile. During and after this Babylonian exile, the term Jew became the common name for any Israelite, regardless of their original tribal affiliation. Why? Because the survivors who returned to rebuild the temple and the nation were primarily from the tribe of Judah. The identity of Judah became the dominant identity for all of the remaining children of Israel. Think of it this way. All Jews are Israelites, but not all original Israelites were from the tribe of Judah. The term Jew is derived from the name of one of Jacob's sons, Judah, and it came to represent the entire nation after the division of the kingdom and the subsequent exiles. Let's recap this incredible story. Hebrew is the broadest and oldest term, linked to Abraham and his ancestor Eber, signifying a people who crossed over in faith. Israelite is more specific, referring to the descendants of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with God, becoming the father of the 12 tribes. Finally, Jew is the most specific term, originally referring to those from the tribe of Judah and the southern kingdom. It became the dominant identifier for all Israelites after the scattering of the northern tribes and the Babylonian exile. The identity of Judah, the tribe from which King David and, according to Christian tradition, Jesus descended, endured and came to represent the entire covenant people. So, in modern usage, Jew is the term used to describe the religious, cultural, and national descendants of the ancient Israelites. It encompasses everything that came before. When people today speak of the Jewish people, they are referring to the heirs of this entire biblical narrative, from Abraham the Hebrew to Jacob the Israelite, and to the enduring kingdom of Judah. It's truly amazing how these three words, Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew, tell a story. They aren't just labels. They are chapters in the epic saga of a people's relationship with God. Each name carries a unique weight, a different nuance, reflecting a specific period and a particular aspect of their identity. Understanding the difference enriches our reading of the Bible and gives us a deeper appreciation for the long and complex history of the Jewish people. It's a journey from a wandering family to a chosen nation, and finally to a people defined by their enduring faith and resilience, a people who, to this day, carry the legacy of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I hope this exploration has been as enlightening for you as it was for me to prepare. History, especially biblical history, is layered and full of meaning. Thank you so much for joining me on this discovery today. If you found this video helpful and want to explore more topics like this, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next journey into the scriptures. See you next time.